You know something that should worry every Igbo parent now? A young Igbo man met an elder and he didn't know how to greet him. Not because he was rude, but because he was never taught. When the elder looked at him, he could see the disappointment, not anger, disappointment, absolute disappointment, because something bigger was missing. Our language, our greeting, our identity. Today, many Igbo children can speak English perfectly, but they cannot greet their grandparents in Igbo language. And if we are not careful, the next generation may grow up Igbo by name, but strangers in their own culture. Let me show you the skit that made me think deeply about this.
Gracias. Gracias, sir.
Greet him properly.
Okay.
You have not greeted him properly, that's why he's not responding.
Okay. It's the one he got you.
How can you call him easy wine? See, Igbo got you.
Igbo got you. Ogada Gidi. Ogada Gidi.
Get up.
Thank you, sir.
Get up.
Thank you.
Ibubu.
A wise man once said that Diochi ada akosi ivovo n'elu nkwụ.
True. That's very true. That's very true.
What does it mean?
Sir?
What does it, you are nodding in agreement. Yeah, what does it mean?
It means that the wise man, I was not there, I know they went the wise man, but
And what have you able?
sorry, sir.
Hello everyone, welcome to Enu and a Cultural Forum where we promote the rich cultural heritage of the Igbo people. Today we are talking about something very, very disappointing and important, especially for parents, future parents, and anyone who cares about the Igbo culture. The topic today is simple but powerful. Why Igbo parents must deliberately teach their children the Igbo language, greetings, and the Igbo way of life. The truth is this conversation is overdue. It's something we would have talked about a long time ago because something is changing in our culture. Children are growing up speaking perfect English, but they cannot even greet their grandparents in Igbo language. It is so sad and shocking, but it's something we must have to nip in the bud. Yes, I know a lot of people would dismiss this as a skit, but beyond the skit, let's pick the message that is inherent. This scene is not just skit. It depicts reality, the reality of many young Igbo children today. They genuinely do not know how to greet elders in their own language. They don't know when to kneel. They don't know when to bow down and greet their elder. They even extend their hands to shake an elder. They don't know how to show respect. They don't know how respectful phrases can be or gestures can even be. They don't know the cultural expectations of them. And sometimes it's not even their fault. It is because they were not taught. Because children only know what they are taught. And if nobody teaches them, how will they know or how will they learn? Now let's examine the real problem. Many Igbo parents today say something like, my child must speak good English. And yes, English is very, very important for them to learn. School uses it, work uses it, the world uses English. But sometimes and somewhere along the line, some families made a silent and salient decision. English in the house, Igbo outside. And gradually, Igbo begins to disappear from the home. Where Igbo should reside. Igbo should reside at home. Now we have children who understand Igbo but cannot speak it. If you ask the parents, they are very quick to make excuses. My child, they understand everything you're saying. No? It's just that they cannot speak. What then is the essence and what makes them Igbo? Why do they not understand English and cannot speak it? But they understand your own mother tongue and cannot speak it. The sad thing is this: most children cannot even understand that particular language, Igbo language, anymore. Let me ask you a question. How can a child respect a culture they do not understand? Is it possible? Language is just words. Language carries respect, identity, tradition, wisdom, and family history. When a language disappears, be very sure that culture disappears with it. When you fail to teach your child the language of his or her ancestors, you have invariably told that child to disregard the cultural practices of that culture, of that language, because language is the transfer material of every culture. Every culture is embedded in language and is transferred through language. When you tell a child not to learn the language, when you fail to teach a child the language that carries that culture, the child disregards that culture automatically. And that is what happens. In Igbo culture, greeting is not just politeness. We say, "Nekene weji amari nwa amado." Ekene bụ nwa amado. Because it is when you have greeted a man that he will answer you. For instance, you say, "Diokpo nya," he will respond, "Ndanwam emui." Do you see that? It is when he has responded that he will now ask, if he doesn't know you, "Please, who are you?" Greeting is introduction. Greeting is a form of socialization. Greeting is not just being polite. Greeting is a way that an elder gets to know you and appreciate the type of parenting you have received. Greeting is not just politeness. Greeting is respect. Greeting is character. Greeting is upbringing. For example, like I gave you, when a child wakes up in the morning and tells an elder, "Ibolachi, ụtụtụ ọma mama," "Mama azaya, ụtụtụ ọma nwa m," it is a way of bonding. Ịlarụkwara ọhụma, itetala, Ibolachi, Isalachi, depending on the dialect. You are bonding with this child and finding out, I hope they slept well. And sometimes, children are made to take a little bow, genuflect, and greet the elder. It is not bowing before man, because some people have this general belief that in Igbo culture, we do not bow to greet anybody, but you bow slightly. You do not extend your hands to shake an elder or even a king. It is the elder who will bring his hand to shake you. These gestures may look very small. They may look ordinary, but they carry something very powerful. I recognize you as an elder. That is what it means. Now imagine a child who truly only says hi, hello guys, or even worse still, they don't greet at all. To an elder, that feels very disrespectful, and it tells about the upbringing of that child. Not because the child is rude, but because that child was never taught. Because the child was never taught how to greet the elder. That is why, if these children are taught from childhood how to greet, they carry it onto their adulthood and even teach their own children. Let me say something here very honestly. Children do not reject culture. Not at all. Adults abandon the culture and the children learn from it. Children simply follow what they see. If parents speak Igbo at home, children will definitely speak Igbo. If parents greet elders respectfully, children will copy it and greet the elders respectfully. But if parents only speak English at home, the child will only think that Igbo is not very important, and that is why the parents are speaking English. Now, learn this. Children can learn culture through daily living, not lecture. It is the way of life that you show them that they learn. I, for one, I took my children to the cultural festival of my community so that they can see firsthand. If they attend these festivals 2 or 3 years more, I will not have to tell them so much about appreciating our culture because they have experienced it firsthand. They will want to be part of it. But take for instance, you don't even attend. You talk ill about these particular cultural practices. You have invariably told your children to distance themselves, to disassociate themselves from the culture of their people. Now, you don't need lectures. It is not lectures that teach children, not punishment, but daily exposure. You have to daily expose them to this culture so that they can be part of it. One of the saddest things today is this. Many grandchildren cannot hold a conversation with their grandparents in Igbo language. Think about that. A grandmother who carries 70 years of wisdom cannot communicate with her own grandchildren, not because the child is unintelligent, but because the language bridge and barrier is broken. And when that bridge breaks, stories disappear, proverbs disappear, thousands of years of wisdom disappears, family history disappears. This grandparent, whether male or female, cannot communicate adequately the history, the stories behind the family bloodline to this child because there's a barrier, a bridge that has been broken. This bridge is the bridge of language, and it is mostly parents that break this bridge by not adequately speaking the language or teaching their children the language. Many of them have a lot of excuses. Oh, my child started school at a very young age, that's why they speak English. Really? Oh, my wife is not from my community, so she speaks a different language. Do your children now speak the language of your wife? You can ensure that your children speak the language of your wife like I speak the language of my mother's community. You can ensure that your children speak your own language and still speak English and French. A child can learn up to 5 languages at a time if you can dedicate time to teach them and stop making excuses. In that skit that we watched, men like Pete Edochie represent something very powerful in Igbo culture. They respect generation. They represent a generation where culture was respected very deeply, where greetings mattered a lot to everyone, where children were corrected with wisdom and with proverbs. And when you watch that skit that I showed earlier, the way he looked at the young man, Brain Jotter, is very symbolic. It is like a cultural elder asking a question: what happened to our traditions? What happened to your upbringing? That is the question inherent in that skit. What happened to your upbringing? So at this point, I know you will ask, what can parents actually do to salvage the situation? Here are some simple steps. Number 1, ensure that you speak Igbo at home, even if it is just certain hours of the day that you dedicate to ensure that you speak Igbo. Teach greetings and cultural greetings to your children very early. Children should know how to greet their elders respectfully. And then 3, tell stories in Igbo. Stories make language very interesting. The ones they do not understand, you interpret. Visit grandparents very often. Real life interaction strengthens language. It is very important. Correct children gently. Do not shame them, but guide them with patience and love. Culture should feel like pride, not punishment. Make them very proud to associate with this culture. Do not make them feel bad by punishing them. One day, our generation will become elders. Think about it. What if this generation becomes elders? And the question is, what kind of culture will they pass on? Will our children understand our proverb? Will our grandchildren understand our language? Will they know our stories? Will they feel proud to say, Abumoyi Igbo? Will they? These are the things that you need to sit down and think about futuristically. Or will our language slowly fade away? Culture doesn't disappear overnight. It doesn't. It disappears gradually. It disappears slowly when each generation teaches less than the one before it. When each generation thinks, let us not teach too much. Let us just adapt. By adapting, by shifting grounds, your culture, your language slowly fades away. That skit we just watched, everyone watched it and passed. I watched it and saw the need to teach us about cultural preservation. That skit may have been comedy as well, but it serves us a warning. If we want our children to carry Igbo culture proudly, we must teach them that culture. We must teach them the language, greetings, respect, identity. Because if we don't teach our children our culture, the world will teach them something else. Nature abhors vacuum. Thank you so much for watching this very beautiful video. And if this message touched you, please share it. Look through our channel. You will find so many other interesting videos. Do well to share them with your audience, because culture is not just one person's job. It is a community responsibility. I am urging you and inviting you to please join us to take this responsibility of promoting and preserving the Igbo cultural heritage. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in my subsequent videos. Bye.